Now here I am giving you a single axis graph. What is this? We are arranging all radiations in a definite order. That order, say for example, here I am writing out. Okay. Another my suggestion is there that you can also have pen and notebook simultaneously in your hand and try to draw this chart, because I am not going to write down each and every radiation's name. I will give you only symbol, but while discussing you have to write down that. So this graph I am arranging in this way that arrow is pointing out upward, that means increases in this direction. What increases in this direction? That is energy of radiation increases in this direction. And now you are aware that frequency and energy, they are proportional. So as energy increases, frequency also increases. So at lower part you will get low energy radiation and upper part you will get high energy radiation. In other words, I may say the pointing out arrow towards downside now. Why I am pointing out arrow towards downside? Because you are aware that energy and frequency, they are directly proportional, but frequency is inversely proportional to wavelength. So here I am giving you another concept, that wavelength. So here suppose radiation is there. Now I am giving you here radiation. Pointing out gamma. What is the meaning? That gamma radiation is having this energy very high, whereas wavelength is very low. Whereas here we are giving another radiation, this is X, or simply we are calling this radiation series as X-rays. Then it is having very high energy but not as high as gamma, but its wavelength is greater than gamma, because wavelength increases in this direction, energy increases in this direction. Now many people, and in some book I got this information, that cosmic radiation is category of radiation. This cosmic radiation is having lower wavelength and higher energy than gamma rays. But in general words, we are saying that gamma rays is having highest energy, whereas minimum wavelength. So this way I am having radiation gamma, which is having very high energy and minimum radiation wavelength. Now next, that is X-rays. So we are explaining this on basis of this graph. X-rays are actually variety of wavelengths. They are falling in this range. These radiations are called as X-rays because a scientist who discovered this radiation, named Wilhelm Conrad, I am not able to pronounce whatever next, because according to spelling that is Röntgen. But in many documentaries and etc. I heard the pronunciation as Röntgen. So he was German scientist. If I have to spell out as it is Röntgen, but otherwise Röntgen like that pronunciation. So he discovered this radiation, and he said initially that as in algebra we are saying if something is not known we are assuming that as X. So like that he called that as X, and then many people were giving name for this radiation as Röntgen radiation, but he was not ready to consider his name for radiation, and so it is called as X radiations. Then there is radiation belt, we are calling that as VUV. Say you are writing out along with me, that is vacuum ultraviolet. This is radiation in series of ultraviolet only, but these radiations are having existence in vacuum. The moment it enters in atmosphere, they are absorbed by atmosphere, not only by ozone layer, by atmosphere it is absorbed, and so this is called as vacuum ultraviolet radiation. This is category of ultraviolet only. Then we are having category that is called as ultraviolet category. So I am just removing, say why symbolically writing, you will get knowledge. vacuum ultraviolet, then I removed this V, so what is remaining? Ultraviolet. So this way we are getting series of ultraviolet radiation. Now various ultraviolet radiations are there. Don't consider only single wavelength or single frequency is called as ultraviolet. Series of frequencies and wavelength. I am not giving you here exact data. Just you have to consider first concept, then we will going into detail. So here the lower series, we are calling this as ultraviolet radiation, which is not visible. In many TV advertises, you are observing that they are showing ultraviolet in violet color. No, they are not having any color. We are not able to observe ultraviolet radiation by our normal eyes. Then we are getting a series of radiation we are calling V. This is violet radiation. Say here vacuum ultraviolet, ultraviolet, and now violet. Then we are getting color which is close to blue and in between that violet, that is indigo. Then blue, yellow, green, yellow, orange and red. So this is the range you can observe. So in these all 7 colors I can observe the range. So this is called as visible range. So ultraviolet to cosmic rays we are not able to observe by normal eyes, but from violet to red we can observe with our normal eyes. Red onwards a series is there, we are calling that as infrared. Infra is below, so this series is called as infrared. Then we are calling this as far infrared. This is all infrared, infrared, far infrared, all these radiations are invisible to normal eyes. Infrared, far infrared, then we have series of microwave, and lastly we have radio waves. So try to get this chart by hearted. I am revising again here that cosmic rays supposed to be, but doubtful. So I am starting with gamma rays. Gamma rays is having highest energy and minimum wavelength. Then onwards X-rays, then vacuum ultraviolet, ultraviolet, then visible. So visible range is there as VIBGYOR, that is violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red. This series we can able to observe. Then red onwards, that means below red, the radiations are there, they are infra. Infra is below. So infrared, far infrared, then microwave and then radio waves. So this type of electromagnetic radiations are there. So whatever electromagnetic radiations are there, they are listed out here in this chart. Whatever electromagnetic radiations are not there, say for example cathode rays, you must have heard this word as cathode rays. In old television sets we were using cathode ray tube. Whatever the picture tube is there, that is actually cathode ray tube. So cathode rays are moving electrons, they are not wave, and so we are not including here cathode rays. Then you must have heard about alpha rays. So alpha rays are made up of particles, that is heavy particle compared to here, that is called as helium nucleus, and so it is not considered over here. You must have listened about beta rays. Beta rays are electrons, so they are also not listed out here because all these are particles. Whereas laser is something different category. Here you will not get laser radiation also. What is laser radiation? Just check out here in this diagram. Say we discuss about the wave nature. So this is suppose crest and trough, that is the single wave as we discussed. You are aware this is wavelength, then this is maxima, this is minima, this is amplitude, this distance. So here in case of laser wave we are having this type of nature. So you will get same wavelength but amplitude is different. So that's why our chart is there, that is according to frequency or according to wavelength and not according to amplitude. So for each and every, say here red light is there, for red light also there is laser light. For violet light is also there is laser light. So what is laser light? That is having greater the amplitude. And that's why in this list you are not getting laser radiation for each and every radiation. Now in case of microwave also, microwaves are also amplified. So this way microwave radiations is also there. So we are not including laser or measure in this sequence. So this way this is actually, we can say, A to Z about radiation. So you have to buy this chart because this is really essential in order to get atomic structure in detail. Now what is your task? You have to search. Your task is there that we have to find out range of wavelength for each and everything. So gamma rays, X-rays, vacuum ultraviolet radiations, whatever the radiations are there, for that what is wavelength we have to observe and what is their energy, that you have to observe. Now sources of these all radiations. For example, gamma rays. Gamma rays are emitted by a substance, category of substance that is called as radioactive substances. Now this is just introductory lecture, so keep in mind we are not going at depth initially. So just keep in mind that gamma rays are emitted by certain radioactive element like uranium, radium, thorium, then certain artificial radioactive element, they are also emitting out these all type of radiations, and so we are getting this gamma rays from radioactive element. Naturally occurring source of gamma rays, that is the on earth we can say this radioactive element, but apart from that in space various objects are emitting out gamma radiations. For example, sun is emitting gamma radiation, but moon is much more brighter source of gamma rays than sun. Why that will emit gamma rays we will discuss in some other lecture, but here you can consider only thing that if you are having gamma ray camera, that means you are able to take photograph only gamma rays. Filter is used. Filter means what? A substance that will not allow other radiation to pass out. Suppose I am using filter for gamma rays, that means it will stop practically other radiation and it will allow only gamma radiation to pass out. So if like that we pass out, then if you take photograph of moon and photograph of sun, then you will get the moon much more brighter than sun. That means moon is very good source of gamma radiations. In space various sources of gamma radiations are there, but what is the problem? The moment it enters in atmosphere, it is having very low range. Say for example, suppose I am having a gun that can shoot out with gamma rays. You are standing at 10 or 15 feet distance from myself and I am pointing out, okay, I will release gamma rays. Don't worry, because gamma rays are not having that high range. Hardly 10 to 12 centimeters in atmosphere there is range of gamma rays. Whereas the gamma rays are, the moment they are entering in atmosphere they get absorbed, and that's why there is flourish of these all flora fauna on earth, because gamma rays are harmful for all category of life, whether it is microorganisms or macro. They are not at all useful directly. If used in proper way, then all right. In radiotherapy you must have heard that in case of cancer the radiotherapy is used. For that purpose also gamma rays are used. So this is useful way. Then certain welding faults etc., they are find out by help of gamma rays. But gamma rays you can consider having very less range in atmosphere, So if you have to observe sources of gamma rays in space, then you must have laboratory or telescope that must be in the space and not on surface of Earth. Now next category we are discussing, that is X-rays. Now X-rays are produced by sun, moon, etc., whereas different astral bodies, they are also emitting out X-rays. On Earth, X-rays are widely produced by using a tube that is called as X-ray tube. So X-rays we can produce by using X-ray tube. They are generated by stopping out cathode rays suddenly by heavy metal. So if cathode rays are suddenly stopped by heavy metal, then X-rays are produced, but hardly total energy, whatever the energy is there of that cathode rays, hardly 1 to 2% energy is converted into X-rays. Remaining 98 to 99% energy is converted into heat. So this way we are getting X-rays from X-ray tube or different astral bodies they are emitting out. Then vacuum ultraviolet radiations, or whatever the category of all these ultraviolet radiations, we have certain bulbs or tubes, they are able to produce ultraviolet radiations. And astral bodies, obviously, sun, stars, various stars, they are producing out all these categories. So the ultraviolet radiations are produced here either by tube or astral bodies are producing out it naturally. Say for example, sun is very good source of ultraviolet radiations, both vacuum ultraviolet as well as ultraviolet. We are having certain wrong impressions in school days that ultraviolet radiations are absorbed by ozone layer, which is present in atmosphere. Yes, but not all ultraviolet radiations are absorbed by ozone layer. Only certain harmful category of ultraviolet radiations are absorbed by ozone layer. Other ultraviolet radiations are coming down on Earth's surface. You can check out its presence by various detectors. You are aware that in morning sunlight, certain ultraviolet radiations are there. These radiations are responsible for generation of D vitamin in human body. And so ultraviolet radiations from sunlight, they are coming out on surface of Earth, whereas they are having higher the energy than visible light and so lower the range. Keep in mind simple rule, the energy is high, absorptivity is more. Energy is less, absorptivity is less. So they can be absorbed by various bodies easily, but depending upon their wavelength and their energy, their transmittance is there. Now visible light, that is from violet to red, you are aware various sources are there. Say for example, red light is produced by neon light, a tube that is filled with neon. It is giving electrical discharge. You will not understand right now. So keep in mind, neon light is there that will produce red color light. Then various LEDs are there, that is light emitting diode. They are giving a required frequency or required energy radiations. Tungsten lamp or any white light, say whatever the white color light, that is mixture of all these wavelength. So this way we are getting mixture of all these wavelength, that is in white light, or you are getting here variety of radiations and different sources are there. Even we can use filter also. Suppose I am having tungsten lamp which is giving me white color light and I am placing a red filter. That means it will absorb all other radiation and allow to pass only red radiation, that is red color glass. So we are getting red color. So like that we can use, or otherwise certain reflectors are also used. Just check out if you have CD or DVD, check out the other surface of that, where on reflection you will get some rainbow colors. By using that category, we are calling that as a grid. Certain grids are used where grooves are maintained by laser light. We can separate out different color radiation from white light. Now we are switching over to next. Okay. Now in case of this visible radiation, you will find that highest energy radiation is violet and least energy radiation is red. So range wise, red color will travel more distance than violet light, and that's why in order to indicate danger we are using red color, because red color is having minimum energy in visible radiation and maximum wavelength. As a result, it is having longer range than all other colors. So from distant you can observe red color, and that's why red color is indicated indicating danger, and you must aware while traveling the danger from longer distance, and that's why that signal is kept as red. In school days we were thinking like that, red color is color of blood, and in order to indicate that danger we are having red as danger color. No, it is connected with the energy of that radiation and range of that radiation. Less danger is there, that is given by orange color. So orange color is also having good range, and that's why less danger is indicated by orange. The next signal should be yellow, but many people are having confusion between yellow and orange. So it is really difficult if yellow and orange color are placed nearby to locate out, and for many people, not all, but for many people. And so the next color is kept, that is green. So this way signal mechanism is there. So it depends on range of radiation. So minimum energy is given by red light and maximum range is given by red light. Whereas violet is having, in case of visible light, minimum range and maximum energy. Now below red there are infrared light. So infrared bulbs are there, from that infrared light is produced. What is the other source of infrared light? Keep in mind, any hot body, I am revising, any hot body is giving these types of radiations, that is infrared category radiation. What is hot body? Temperature must be 100 degree, 1000 degree, 5000 degree. What is that requirement? Okay, so keep in mind what is minimum temperature in this universe. With our knowledge we are saying it is minus 273 degrees Celsius is the minimum temperature in this universe. Actually it is 0.15 and something going on, but for general purpose I am removing out this all, and we are getting temperature as minus 273 degree Celsius. That is the temperature of universe, minimum temperature possible in universe. So any temperature which is greater than this, if temperature is greater than this, then this is called as hot body. So ice is hot body or not? Answer is yes, because ice is having temperature which is greater than minus 273 degrees Celsius. So 0 degree don't consider cool, it is hot, and so it is emitting out infrared radiation. Now suppose in this room all lights are switched off, this is an intact closed room, I am not able to observe anything. Why? Because I am not having vision in case of IR. But suppose I am searching out with thermal camera, that is we are calling thermal because heat is there, infrared color is emitted. So with help of thermal camera we can get the infrared image also, and that's why we are calling this as night vision or thermal camera. Night vision cameras are actually working in two different ways. One is having source of infrared light, and whatever infrared light is reflected back, that is observed. So there we can observe image in black and white. But in thermal we are getting different colors, that is just image form on color, where violet color indicate higher temperature and red color indicate lower temperature. So that is thermal vision. So every hot body is emitting out infrared. So right now whether I am reflecting out radiation or emitting out radiation, answer is that both. I am reflecting out radiation, that is whatever visible. I am emitting out radiations. These radiations are in form of infrared radiation. So in absence of light also, if infrared camera or thermal vision camera is there, I can able to observe. My image can be taken out with that camera also. Now, if body is hot, that means temperature is greater than -273 degrees Celsius, it will emit certain radiation. If it is cold, that means temperature is equal to -273 degrees Celsius, then it will not emit any radiation. We are calling this is super cooled state, or simply the state which is not able to emit out any type of radiation. If matter or matter means what? Where mass as well as volume is there. Matter with having temperature -273 degrees Celsius will not emit any radiation, and that's why that matter is called as dark matter. I am revising, keep in mind, a matter which is having temperature equal to 0 Kelvin or absolute zero temperature, that is -273 degrees Celsius, that will not emit any type of radiation. So that matter is called as dark matter. Don't misconcept dark matter with black hole. Black hole is different concept, we are going to discuss in later phase. Whereas in case of dark matter, because temperature is very, very low, all atoms and molecules, they are at rest position, they are not vibrating out, and that's why no radiation is emitted by this case of matter. So that matter is called as dark matter. And now today, what scientists are saying, that nearly this universe is consisting out 96% dark matter. How they calculated, I don't know, but they are saying nearly 96% dark matter is there in this universe. So whatever matter is not emitting out radiation, that is called as dark matter. Again, there is a galaxy named as Evil Eye Galaxy. You can search on website or any other search engine about this galaxy, Evil Eye Galaxy. In that galaxy, dark matter is located, because light coming from that galaxy was obstacled because of this dark matter, and that's why it is located. It is looking like something that evil eye, therefore this is called as Evil Eye Galaxy. Some scientist names are there, so search out for Evil Eye Galaxy where dark matter is located. But otherwise it is not able to, we are not able to locate out, because it is not emitting any radiation and not reflecting also, because if certain incident radiations are there, then obviously temperature will not be -273 degrees Celsius, and that's why the matter which is not seen, that is dark matter. Scientists are having doubt about the galaxies. Now in our cluster of galaxies, there are clusters of galaxies. So in our cluster of galaxies, two big galaxies are there. Out of that, first one, obviously our galaxy, that is called as, we are calling our galaxy as Milky Way. Whereas the closest galaxy, try to recollect name, that is Andromeda Galaxy. Which is the bigger one? Andromeda Galaxy is bigger one or our galaxy is bigger one? So initially, going by size, you can able to say that Andromeda Galaxy is not as big as our galaxy. Our discoveries are going on, but recently we got information that is the Andromeda Galaxy is bigger than our galaxy, because whatever dark matter is there, that dark matter we are not able to observe, but scientists have calculated this dark matter, and they says if all dark matter started lighting out, giving light, then Andromeda Galaxy will cover quarter of the sky, night sky, from Earth. So this way Andromeda Galaxy is bigger than our galaxy if we consider all dark matter. But forget of dark matter right now. I am just giving you idea what is dark matter. That is on basis of infrared radiation we discuss. Then there are far infrared, then microwave radiation. You are aware that in case of microwave, klystron tube is there. that klystron tube is generating out microwaves. Microwave radiation with general purpose you are using for two purposes. Number one, for communication purpose. Particularly these all government bodies are there. They are using microwave communication. That frequency in range of microwave for communication purpose. Secondly, we are using for microwave ovens. That is used. Now, what is the characteristic? That when we are using microwave oven, microwaves are strongly absorbed by water molecule, and water molecule get heated up fastly. And that's why if you put a paper dish in microwave oven along with potato will get hot, paper dish will not. Why? Because paper dish is not absorbing microwave, whereas potato, as water content is high, get absorbed. You may say, what about grains? Keep in mind, grains are also consisting of water stored there, and that's why the grains get hot, but paper dish will not. Glass is transparent to microwave, so glass will not become hot. So suppose you are keeping any substance in microwave oven in glass vessel, then glass vessel will not get hot initially. After it will transfer, but initially it will not get hot. But whatever substance is inside, that is going to get hot, because microwaves are strongly absorbed by water molecules. Then radio waves. Radio waves are produced by different inductor coils. Even whatever radio stations are there, they are emitting out this frequency, that is of radio waves. This is used for communication also. Whatever the mobile phone communication is there, that is also on basis of radio wave. Distant stars, they are also emitting out radio waves. As radio waves are having very less energy, they can travel long distance on in atmosphere or on Earth's surface, and that's why we are able to get location of radio telescopes on Earth's surface. One of such huge radio telescope is constructed in India. That is in state Maharashtra, district Pune, somewhere near Narayangaon is the place where huge radio wave telescope is constructed on ground. Now keep in mind, in order to study different bodies emitting out radio waves, we are using radio wave telescope. They are something like dish antenna only. They are not telescope, means two lenses, etc. They are using some sort of radio dish antennas. So they are there at surface. They are there located on surface of Earth. No specific conditions to great extent are not required here. Now, in order to emit, observe IR, etc., surface is sufficient, but still certain telescopes are located in space. I am giving one of such telescope, that is NASA is having these types of telescope. It is called as Spitzer. Then various other telescopes are also there. For example, Hubble telescope, which will work in visible radiation and ultraviolet region. So like that, check out different X-ray different observatories are there. Usually, now here I am saying from blue, whatever shown, these radiations are high energy radiations. In order to study these, telescopes are located in space. They are not there on Earth's surface. They are located in the space. Whereas for lower radiation, usually we are having telescope on surface of Earth. Now, this is information about radiation. Very, very basic information is there about radiation. And now we are switching over to another topic, that is what is atomic structure, in next lecture.